Few months ago, I made a video on why Sachin Tendulkar is called the god of cricket. Out of the many comments, there was one comment that said Sachin is light years behind Lara, and there is a detailed explanation for that, which is great. It is true that many people consider Brian Lara as a better batsman than Sachin, and they don't consider Sachin as the greatest player of all time, and they have their own opinion about it. They both are legends, and they had their own style. But there is one big question: who is truly the best? And in this video, I will try to logically explain that. Sachin is the little master from India and Lara is the prince of Trinidad. Both dominated cricket in the 90s and 2000s, but their styles, their achievements and even personalities couldn't be more different. Let's look at these numbers. Sachin is ahead with 15,921 test runs at 53.78 average and 51 centuries. In one-day internationals, Sachin has 18,426 runs at 44.83 average and 49 centuries. On the other hand, Lara has 11,953 test runs at an average of 52.88 with 34 centuries and 10,405 runs in one-day internationals at an average of 40.48 with 19 centuries. On pure numbers, Sachin leads, but is that the full story? Let's understand. Sachin and Brian Lara both debuted a year apart. Sachin debuted in November 1989 and retired in 2013, a 24-year-long career. He played 200 test matches and 463 one-day internationals. Brian Lara, on the other hand, debuted in December 1990 and retired in 2006, a 16-year career. He played 131 test matches and 299 one-day internationals. Naturally, with a longer career and more matches, Sachin had more opportunity to score runs, which contributes to his superior aggregate numbers. But what happens when we compare the numbers only from the years they played together? Lara debuted in December 1990 and played just one test match and one one-day international that year, and he also didn't perform significantly in 1991. So we will compare them from 1992 to 2006 for test matches and 1991 to 2007 for one-day internationals. Between 1992 to 2006, Lara played 130 test matches and Sachin played 121 test matches. During this time, Brian Lara scored 11,904 runs at an average of 91.5, while Sachin scored 9,924 runs at an average of 82. Between 1991 and 2007, Sachin played 395 one-day internationals, scoring 15,723 runs, while Brian Lara played 298 matches, scoring 10,394 runs. So, when comparing them over the same period, does it tell a different story? Not really. The trend remains the same: more matches leads to more runs. Let's dig a little deeper. Lara played fewer matches, but his test average of 52.88 is almost identical to Sachin's 53.78, proving that he was just as effective as Sachin in a shorter career span. His fewer centuries are more about fewer opportunities than a lack of skill. On the other hand, Sachin played way more matches, but his batting average remained high, 53.78 in test matches and 44.83 in one-day internationals. That means during his 24-year career and hundreds of games, his performance never really declined significantly. Of course, he went through ups and downs in his career, but still, this tells a lot about his consistency. Now let's understand the pressure factor. Another way to compare them is by looking at the pressure and stress they played under, which can massively impact their individual performance. Lara was the captain of West Indies for 11 years out of his 16 years career from 1996 to 2007. Apart from batting, he had to manage the team, handle board politics and bureaucracy, and deal with internal disputes, all while leading a declining West Indies side. Toward the end of his career, tensions between the West Indies board and the Players' Union further affected his performance. Sachin, on the other hand, had a brief 4-year stint as India's captain from 1996 to 2000, a period where he struggled under immense pressure. In his autobiography, he described the 1997 tour of the West Indies as one of his lowest moments. After a devastating collapse in Barbados, where India needed just 120 runs to win but got bowled out for 81, Sachin was so shattered that he locked himself in his room for 2 days. But Brian Lara played a different role in his team. He carried his team both as a captain and as a batsman, trying to lift the West Indies team despite their struggles. Although Sachin was not a successful captain, he played in a cricket-crazy country where every failure was scrutinized. But he continuously performed under that immense pressure for 24 long years. Finally, I would like to say that in a physically demanding sport like cricket, playing for 24 years at the highest level is no small feat. But Sachin did that. Debuting at just 16, Sachin maintained his form and fitness at the highest level for a significantly longer period, highlighting his adaptability and consistency across generations of bowlers. Meanwhile, Brian Lara often carried a declining West Indies on his shoulders. Some might argue that he didn't get as many opportunities as Sachin due to his team's limitations. The lack of team success, board conflicts, and constant captaincy stress may have taken a toll on him, but that didn't stop him from making history. He scored a staggering 400 not out, the highest individual score in Test cricket, and the most runs in an innings by a captain, a record that still stands today. Had he played for India? Who knows? He might have played longer or scored even more centuries. In the end, both players left an unforgettable mark on cricket. Sachin inspired an entire generation in India and beyond, while Lara's artistry and fearless approach made him a global icon. So who is the better batsman? It all depends on what you value more. Sachin's consistency and adaptability or Lara's flair and match-winning ability? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such interesting content.